When I turned 18, I came across a small inheritance, and turned out that a few months after that I was going to be taking my senior trip to Europe. So everyone generally took a still camera with them to try to get all the pretty pictures of what was going on over there. So I decided to upgrade a little bit, and I bought a cheap little handy cam. Basically shot multiple tapes worth of footage over there, and then came back and I just bought a new computer, so tried my hand at editing and realized I absolutely loved it. There's two, I would say, two different degrees of short films I've done. Stuff that I actually, I guess you could say, tried on, and stuff that I just wanted to do for fun. Like that video I did of Europe was more for fun, just something to see what I could do. Well, indie it stemmed from a project that I had to do for school. We were assigned to do a 10 to 15 minute documentary. The guy I had met in the class, his name was Alex. He has a similar passion for filmmaking that I do, and he began filmmaking because of the incentives that had occurred in 2008. Actually, midway through the process, we discovered that the Michigan independent filmmaking scene had exploded because of those tax incentives failing, or at least being cut back. So that's why indie happened. Day was actually a compilation of many days, but it was edited to look as one day. It was basically everything I've shot since I got the current camera that I have. I wanted to make it into something where you would see the life of many people throughout one day, and the life of the planet going on. The idea of putting in time lapses, I thought, really bolstered the idea that life's continuing on, but at the same time, all the slow motion would basically sympathize with the idea that life might be continuing to go on, but you can still take it one moment at a time and appreciate everything. Independent filmmaking in Michigan has exploded. One night that we went out and saw a independent film festival in Royal Oak. We met a bunch of independent filmmakers there, and really their passion just glowed for what they were doing, because they weren't making money off of it. They would just love what they did. That's really the main reason that we started investing ourselves into understanding independent film. Everything I do, I tend to implement something that I've learned in the last project and fill it in with this current project. So really, it's almost felt like everything I've done has been a continual single project. Filmmaking is the project. But if there's one film that I enjoyed making more than others, probably indie, because of getting to meet so many people that had the same mindset towards filmmaking, just having a passion and love for it. I try to have a curiosity for what's going on around me. I like to know not only what things are happening, but why they're happening, how they're happening. The technical understanding, it has a wonderful impact on a person. So I try my best to understand the equipment I'm using, so I know my camera inside and out. I can reasonably work with sound, and between having that and wanting to know more about the world around me, which is why I do documentaries, really the creative process just sort of flows in because of that. The fact that I know editing and the fact that I understand the basics of it gives me full creative control of it, and creative control of the final product. And there's no point in your life where knowing something's going to be a hindrance to you. So learn everything you can, because that's only going to help you. I have this theory, I guess you could say, that having more creative people around tends to leave the community at whole a better community. When you have more people that are innovating or are trying to do these pet projects that they're putting their own lives into, you get dedicated people. And in general, it's good to be surrounded by that. So when you go to an area where art is appreciated and I guess you could say pushed, then you see a cultural difference between a community like that and one where it's not really cared about. Creative communication. It's my life goal to show truth through creative communication. Yeah. I'm very passionate about truth, about people knowing what's going on around them, and if if my life is spent on that, then I'll be a very happy person.